What's up, my dudes? In this video I'm going to teach you all about money magic and different ways you can incorporate money magic into your practice. Now this video is going to be for beginner witches, so regardless of what you specialize in, you can incorporate these into your practice, or if you would just like to attract any sort of money or wealth to you, you can do some of these practices. The first thing you can focus on whenever you are doing any sort of attraction of wealth or any sort of money manifestation is to focus on the intentions and also the visualization of whatever you're going to be working on. Now, the main way that I like to do this is to either have any sort of music playing or watch any sort of videos that relate to money, and then visualize myself either attracting that money to me or having that money in hand and what I will be using it for. Most of the time, if you are struggling with money or you need money for a certain thing, you already know what it will be spent on. So what I tend to do is I like to visualize what I'm actually spending the money on and not even worry about the middleman of using the money or attracting it. Just focus on me receiving whatever I'm working with and me receiving anything that the money is going to be used for. This is a technique that I learned a while ago, but if you would like to, you can have the middle steps in your manifestation. No harm or shame to that, but if you would like to and maybe you're just starting, I would suggest don't focus on every single step. Just focus on, this is the money that I would need, this is what I want, and then just focus on what you want. In a way, this can sort of tailor into just manifestation and just attracting what you want to you, but specifically if you need money for it, or maybe you're behind on your bills or something and you need a specific amount, it's a good idea to visualize your bills being paid or you attracting the money for whatever thing that you're trying to buy, rather than just stressing on, okay, I need this specific amount, how am I going to get this specific amount? That is something that you can do, but it's not something that I would suggest you do. Things you should focus on if you're doing any sort of money magic is the practice of either passively attracting wealth to you, or if you're actively focusing on attracting a certain amount, then that's something that you will be manifesting more intently. Now, each one has their own place, and I believe every witch should be doing a combination of both. But regardless of what you're doing, whether you're trying to attract it passively or if you need money for a certain thing, each one has their own different techniques that you can go on. I'm going to be posting a different video next week that will give you a few different spells and a few different examples of ways that you can attract wealth to you, whether you want it passively or if you want it actively for anything that you're trying to manifest. If you're going to be doing any sort of money magic or any sort of manifestation that involves money, it's a good idea to start with any sort of tools or symbols that correlate with money. Now, a few different things that I like to use are candles. As you can see, there's larger candles like this if you're doing something more dedicated, or if you would like to, or maybe you're just focusing on something specific, you can use these smaller candles. These are the ones that I would tend to use if I'm manifesting something specific. So you can either write on the actual candle itself using a knife or a needle or whatever you want to use, and then you can write the specific amount that you want onto the candle, and you can burn it and have that be a spell. Or if you would like to, you can also melt these down and either put it in a remold or just melt the outside of it, like just hold it over fire and then just melt the outside, and then you can put it into any sort of herbs or spice blends that correlate with money, and that's also a different way that you can use a candle for money magic. Each way has its own pros and cons, and each way you can use it the way that you see fit, but using candles is a good tool that you can use for your money magic. If you would like to, you can also use sigils or any sort of runes in your money magic. If you would like to, you can also create your own sigil. So if you are attracting a specific amount, you can create a sigil that's just for that, or you can use any sort of runes or sigils that have already been used in the past, and you can use that for your money magic. I would suggest, if you're just starting out, go with these symbols that have already been used beforehand. So if you're in America, use a dollar sign. If you're in Europe, then use a euro. If you're somewhere else, use something else. I don't know any other currencies, but use whatever currency that you're focusing on, and then write either the specific amount or the minimum that you would like. Whenever I am doing money magic, I will have a minimum that I'm attracting, and anything else is just extra. So that's just a quick little tip if you are going to be doing any sort of money magic. do not put a cap to what you're manifesting, because you will just get that. And if you don't get that, then you're going to be even more disappointed. So have a minimum that you're going for, and then just go from there. If you would like to, you can use any sort of ribbons. I tend to use green for doing any sort of money that I'm focusing on right now, and then gold for any sort of long-term achievements or long-term savings that I'm working towards. Each one can be used for money spells, and each one you really can use interchangeably, but each one has its own different properties. So if you would like to focus on any sort of money magic or any sort of manifestations, use green and gold for that. There's also multiple different things that you can do to help your manifestations, and that includes certain timing and certain moon phases of your practice. Now, depending on the day of the week, and also depending on the moon phases, if you work with the moon, there are certain days that align with the energies of wealth and abundance. So if you would like to do any sort of wealth and abundance spells on a certain day of the week, you can do that. But also, if you would like to focus on the moon phase, and if you want to have your highest success and highest of your energy, you can do that on the full moon, and that will just help you to not only manifest whatever you're working on, but if you have to slowly build up to something, maybe you want to try the new moon, because that will be a gradual buildup of energy, which will also be a gradual buildup of your money energy. Energy is the same regardless of what you're focusing on. So if you would like to do it either type of way, you can, whether you want to just have your energy stored up and release it on the full moon, or if you would like to build it up and gradually get it, which would be on the new moon. Each way is fine, and depending on what you're working with, you can do both, but these are just different ways that you can increase your money magic and just increase your success. One of the last things you should be doing whenever you are focusing on any sort of money manifestation or just any sort of attraction of wealth in general is to have a very dedicated gratitude ritual. Now, me personally, I like to do gratitude on a regular basis, and I tend to do gratitude just sporadically, just whenever I feel the need to. But if you would like to, you can dedicate a certain day for gratitude, and this doesn't even need to be something that you're working on. You can just have a day where maybe you're just looking around your home, or you're just looking around where you live, and you're just looking at all the grateful things that you have around you, or the grateful people that you have around you. Maybe you have a good support system of people that support you, and maybe you just really want to give gratitude to them. That's a good idea to not only do this on a regular basis, but also to just really focus on the gratitude and the feeling of appreciation whenever you are either gratitude for something that you're attracting, or just gratitude for the steps along the journey of getting whatever you want. Gratitude is something that you should incorporate into your practice, and personally I believe it's equal, or if not more important, than the actual plan that you have for what you're working with. Gratitude can get you really far in life, and just being grateful and seeing the good that's around you is just a good idea, and it will just attract more wealth to you, to just be appreciative of the things that you have, and not just focusing on attracting or just the lack of something that you have. It's a good idea to focus on gratitude. The final thing that you should be focusing on whenever you are doing any sort of money manifestation or just attraction of any kind is to take actionable steps. No matter how many spells you do, and no matter how many rituals or how many good intentions you have, some things do require your efforts. So if you're actively seeking steady income, actively look for a job that you can steadily go to. If you're actively trying to grow your business, make sure you do the proper research into building your business and proper marketing and everything like that. Or if you're just attracting a specific amount to you, focus on the actual steps that you can take to attract that certain amount. Maybe you need to sell something, maybe you need to take an extra shift, maybe you need to take an odd job and just get it one and done, or just anything that you can that will be actionable. No matter how experienced you are in witchcraft and how experienced you are in doing any sort of practice, there are going to be times when you cannot just do a simple spell and then just attract anything you want. No matter what you want to believe, or no matter what people are telling you, it's not realistic. If someone is telling you that, they're probably lying to you. But focus on taking actionable steps after you do your whole ritual or any sort of spells, because this will very much increase your likelihood, and also it will just increase your likelihood of succeeding if you are actually taking actionable steps. So if you're trying to attract any sort of wealth or any sort of manifestation to you, make sure you're taking actionable steps along with your specific rituals and spells that you're working with. If you would like to know anything else about how to do money magic, I'm going to be posting a video next week on specific spells that you can do to attract money to you, and also just different ways that you can go about attracting wealth to you. Also, if you would like to know more about witchcraft or witchcraft related content, there's going to be videos down below that are a bit more detailed on specific subjects that I've talked about. If you are a new witch or maybe you're just starting, there are different playlists down below that will help you in your journey and just help you to discover what type of witch you are and just different ways that you can go about being a witch. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a good day, night life. Enjoy yourself and be happy.